So I just saw a TikTok of a guy saying that each bug has a spiritual meaning to it. And explain if you're seeing flies, it means to either keep your eyes open or you're about to receive an abundance of something. There's like two specific insects that I'm seeing a lot of, and I just want to say that lately, after hearing about the indigenous children being found, I've been having night terrors about priests kidnapping me and my own father selling me to priests. Um, and like people just trying to kidnap me and harm me. And lately, like, I've been like really upset because, it takes a toll on you mentally when you've gone through something similar to what those children endured, and it kind of comes out, it kind of comes out in anger. um so I wanted to get that off my chest because lately I've been like, because I keep my house clean, but it's just like those two specific things just crawl through my windows or crawl underneath my back door. I've got to block the back door off as well. But it's kind of funny that I guess they, you know it makes sense in a way. So, in order to do that, I have to not just block off that area of the door, but I kind of have to cleanse my house, like a spiritual cleansing, because I always keep a clean fucking house, and I just get irritated seeing these things. And um, so yeah, just if you're having an issue like that, like where you're getting a lot of answers, something like that, just look it up. I just wanted to share that with people of color specifically, because a lot of our ancestors kind of had their ways of and their belief systems. So I'm kind of like getting in tune with how my ancestors practice their beliefs and stuff like that. And it's been a struggle to kind of bite my tongue in a sense in responding to people. Sometimes you have to respond, and sometimes you just have to ignore it. But there. But I just wanted to come here and let that off my chest because I just been like these nine terrors have been persistent and consistent. Like it's just like one after the next of me, being kidnapped by priests. Um, so I've been trying to inform people about like the history and stuff. And I actually recently got banned from TikTok because somebody was upset that I called out Christianity and Catholicism, um, because they are rooted in child trafficking rings. Um, and they have always been rooted in that ring. Um, so it's not surprising when these people come out and they're like, "Oh, so and so did this to me when I was a kid." It's not surprising to me because I know the history behind this umbrella, religion. Um, so I wanted to come here and just let that off my chest. And one night terror I had was it was like I was watching the movie, because I saw a documentary and they animated what Christopher Columbus and his mongrels or his savages did to the Taino people, and they showed them grabbing. Now it was animated, so they didn't really show so much blood, but they showed one where they grabbed the ankles of a baby and they swung it against the tree. And in this night terror I was watching this movie, and like it was like live action, and then all of a sudden I was inside the movie, and it was like these monsters, like these monsters were grabbing people and killing people and slaughtering people. And I watched a baby being taken, and it was gory, it was very bloody. And I feel like it was the ancestors kind of showing me how they felt. And in my mind, in a dream, I'm like, these are monsters. And then all of a sudden I remember saying, oh my God, these are white people. And I'm like, I kind of feel like that was the ancestors showing me what they were feeling at that time. Um, it's just a lot of that, a lot of those night terrors. And I've contacted my doctor so I can go to therapy, because I need to, like, talk about this. I need to kind of release this, because it's brought up a lot of anger towards my mom, because she put me and she put us through a similar situation. She never told us she was indigenous. She barely even spoke about her Latino heritage. Um, and like she was very, very like religious. She was very like, oh, Dungeons and Dragons is the devil, I don't want you playing that devil game. And she was very religious, and it kind of brings up a lot of hurt and anger towards my mother for hating herself for being Mexican and indigenous. And it hurts, and I'm struggling to try to deal with all of this, and then deal with the people on the internet, and deal with racism on the internet, and deal with racism in person. Because growing up, she thought marrying a white man, was going to erase the fact that we were still brown children. And I'm dealing with that now, and I'm trying not to pass that on to my child. So I give my kid, you're beautiful, your brown is beautiful, your black is beautiful, you're beautiful, your hair is beautiful. Never let anybody tell you that, because growing up, I never had somebody to teach me these things. My mom thought that because of our lighter skin, that we wouldn't have to go through things like this. But it hindered us. It made it worse. We weren't prepared to feel the anger and the hatred towards somebody that looks like your father and looks like your father's family. But yeah, they're showing you this hate, and then you grow up distrusting people that look like your white parent, because of what that parent put you through and what you received from people of that specific race. And I truly, and I tell people this all the time, I truly expect nothing more or nothing less from white people than to be barbarians and savages towards us, towards melanated people, towards people of color, black, indigenous, Latino, and even Asian. you know, and I've gotten a lot of race hate from Asians as well. Like they're like, you fucking redskin, and I'm like, dude, like, bro, did you not look in the mirror today? And I'm tired of it, and I'm ready to literally fight somebody, because if you come up to my child or to me and you start throwing hands, I'm going to defend myself and my kid. That's just point blank period. That's what every parent should do, because growing up I never had anybody to protect me as a child. I never had that. And so it was kind of hard for me to trust certain people. And it still is. And it hurts because all of this is now like coming out. And I thought I situated myself with this, going through therapy. But it's just, it opens a fucking scar that has been there since a child. When you grow up and people are just fucking savages towards your mom because she's dark skinned, and they just stare like you're fucking animals in a zoo and shit. And they're like trying to touch your hair, and they're trying to touch you, and they tell you, oh, you're beautiful for a mixed person. Oh, you're cute for a mixed person. You're this for a mixed person. You're this for an Indian, which, by the way, non-indigenous people should never call us American Indian. That is not your term. Do not use it. We are indigenous or native, and don't use America, because Turtle Island was stolen from our people and renamed after Amerigo Vespucci, who also did the same things that Christopher Columbus did, which Christopher Columbus was another Spaniard conquistador. And these Italian Americans keep saying, put statue back up. Now, fuck you and your statue. You want some statues? Take your ass back to where the fuck your family came from. Since you're so adamant, white people, about telling brown people, melanated people, to go back to where we come from, why don't you pack your shit and go the fuck back where your family came from? And so, with that being said, I digress. And I'm going to get off of here so I can wash my face, because I have other shit to do. Because I did my job today, and now I have to run an errand. So, with that being said, to my cousins, black, brown, and indigenous, we need to always keep our heads on a 360 swivel. We need to watch who is around us, because it can be also be our own people who look like us that will sell us out. So, with that being said, I love you guys. Have a good day. And always be aware of your surroundings. Love you. Peace.